Hello and welcome. Today we will discuss push-ups from various positions. So making your way to your mat, we'll start off for a beginner who might have an issue with even doing one push-up. So let's find our way to a plank position. In the plank position, instead of letting yourself sink into your shoulders and letting the back and hip area sag, push away from the earth. Here, lock that body here in that plank position from there, and only from here, we're going to lower our knees to the mat. Uncurling the toes from here. We're going to do some push-ups from the knees. Be sure to roll the elbows so that the eye of the elbow, which is your inner elbow, is facing forward. From here, take a couple breaths. Exhale and lower. Inhale up. Exhale, 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 lower. Inhale up. And pushing back. Sink your hips back and come to child's pose for a couple breaths here, recovering your breathing. Now coming back up, coming to tabletop here. From here, I want you to take your hands, walk them forward in front of your shoulders about a foot, point your fingers towards each other. Now, I want you to lean forward, dipping your chin to the mat just before touching it. From here, you're going to push back off the palms, pressing back. Coming to this position here, almost like a modified child's pose here, a little bit longer, and your knees are closer to each other than a traditional child's pose. So coming forward again, so you can see this action here, diving forward. And this is the action we're going to take here, pressing off the palms, coming back. So now we're going to start this exercise in here, so we'll come forward. Here. Inhale, exhaling, push back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Each time you do this, think about just going as low as you can to the mat without touching it and then pressing back. Good. Now coming back to tabletop for a second. Cover the breathing. Now, what if you say you're not even at that point and you can't push yourself off the ground? So let's do negatives. Stepping my feet back, coming to a plank. Remember, not sagging here, press away from the earth. So from the plank position, lower as slowly as you can to the mat. These are what's called a negative. Hands lift up, drop, pressing back to the knees, come back up. Come through here, pressing away from the mat, slowly lower. I lift my hands at the top of that, press back to the knees. Come up. Lock out here. Exhaling. Lift up. Pressing back to the knees. Come forward. Plank. Here, lower. Exhaling. Hands lift up. Pressing back to the knees one more time. Come through the plank. Here. Inhaling, lower, slowly. Slowest one yet. From there, press back to the knees. Take child's pose now. Take the knees apart. Sink the hips back. Come here for a couple breaths. So now, coming back tabletop for a second here, moving through the plank. Walking your hands forward. So now this is more of an advanced position here, variation you might have seen before here. Keeping the body locked here, dropping the elbows down, come up. Exhaling. Take a knee. Come back again, and let's take child's pose. Recovering that breathing. Now, let's go through what we call Hindu push-ups. So feet are about mat width apart, hands planted on the mat. Pretty much you're like in a downward dog variation here. So once this gets going is you dive as close as you can to the mat through here, lock the arms out, hips back to the sky. Lower slowly, come through like you're coming to upward facing dog. Hips back to the sky. So in repetition, I'll go 10 right here. These usually are at a little bit faster pace. We'll move through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes here. Breathe here. Exhaling lower. Inhale here. On exhale, pushing back to the knees. Coming through to child's pose. Only coming up. So if that's still not a challenge for you, you need a little bit more challenge. Laying on your chest. Hands come back around the waist area here. Toes pressing off the earth here. Moving to pseudo push-ups here. So from here, you're going to press up here. Stretch. Open your shoulders here, coming forward and down, lower, up, press all the way away from the earth, down, up. Lowering to the knees, uncurling the toes, coming back to child's pose. A couple more breaths. Coming up. Just a couple additional words of advice. So find a progression that works for you. Once that's easy, move on. But if you never get a starting point where you complete the exercise, you'll have an issue on growing in your exercises and growing your strength and even your mobility there. So give these a try. Try anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. Or if it's not 30 to 60 seconds, maybe you will go for actual amount of reps. So 10 to 15 reps, if that's too much for you, 5 to 10. Do what you can do. Take a minute, minute and a half rest, and repeat that for a couple sets. 3 to 5 sets will be awesome. Try that 2 to 3 times a week and see how the results work for you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today.